Howdy, everyone. My name is Kevin Garcia. I am a student employee for the LGBTQ plus Pride Center. Welcome to our new series where we're interviewing queer resources on campus and in the Bryan College Station area. Today, we are talking with Tommy Wild to learn about the amazing program, Let's Talk. So, let's...
Hey, Kevin.
Hey, how are you, Tommy?
I'm doing great. So good to see you again.
You too. It's been a while.
Yeah, it has been since the before times.
Yes, before these crazy things. Cool. So yeah, let's go ahead and just jump right in. So
Yeah,
you can start, just tell us a bit about yourself.
yeah, would love to. Normally I'm home at this hour, but today is my crisis shift, so I don't have my little dog and cat with me to show off to everyone. But I'm Tommy Wild. I'm a therapist here at CAPS, that's Counseling and Psychological Services on campus at Texas A&M. And I'm also part of the Let's Talk program for the LGBTQ plus Pride Center.
Cool. Yeah. So good segue. Can you tell us a bit about what the Let's Talk program is?
Indeed, I can. The outreach at the LGBTQ plus Pride Center is a little bit newer. Let's Talk used to be for just international student services as well as multicultural Department of Multicultural Services. But now at the
Hmm.
LGBTQ plus Pride Center, again, before the pandemic was a thing, that used to be you could show up in person from 1 to 3 and just have me or my former intern friend Claire there to talk to. The way it works now is that we are providing this space virtually for having a safe and affirming space for students to talk about both kind of things that they want to celebrate about themselves and their various intersecting identities relating to being trans, gay, bi, pansexual like myself, whatever the case may be, as well as kind of the everyday impacts of microaggressions, the various phobias that we may all face, and just having a space where we can talk about anything that may come up related to that.
Awesome. Yeah,
Hmm.
that sounds really good.
Yeah,
So what would you say is the difference between this Let's Talk program and just traditional counseling?
sure. So there definitely is a difference in many different ways. Now, as a therapist myself, one of the things that we have to do is, report on client progress, treatment plans, goals, things of that nature. With the Let's Talk program, there's no any such documentation of the
Hmm.
session. So it is completely confidential, completely private, no documentation whatsoever. There's also no treatment plan or necessarily any kind of goal setting or expectations of further appointments. So it is kind of more of a drop-in service rather than
Hmm.
scheduling things ahead of time typically. So I would say that those are some of the biggest differences.
Okay, awesome. So how would students be able to access this program?
Right. So for as long as we are doing this virtually instead of in person, it's going to work a little bit differently. Usually
Hmm.
the link closes the night prior. So currently we're doing our Let's Talk at the Pride Center Mondays from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. And so you would just
Hmm.
be registering a little bit in advance. So the links will go up for the following week, usually that evening, and then like the Monday evening after the current Let's Talk
Hmm.
through the following Sunday night. So ers.tamu.edu is where you would go to pick a slot, either like 1 p.m., 1:30, 2, or 2:30. Their section does like 30-minute appointments, but
Hmm.
if no one else is registered and if a little bit more time might be helpful, I like to stay on and chat.
Yeah, yeah, awesome.
Yeah,
So before we continue, just want to let people watching, if there's any questions for Tommy, you can go
sure.
ahead and ask him the questions, and I'm sure they'll be glad to answer them.
Would be happy to.
Um, Yeah, and so while we wait for that, what is some advice that you could give students?
There are so many things that I think would be applicable right now.
Hmm.
Clearly, anybody who is on here watching right now uses social media. Maybe uses Instagram as their main platform, but may also be on Twitter, Snapchat, Facebook, TikTok, whatever else. And and social media is something that I think of as both kind of a blessing and a curse.
For
And I
sure.
notice
Yeah.
so many people, and I'm not immune from it either, even being older than most students. Sometimes getting on and doing a little bit of doom scrolling, maybe just like kind of noticing so many problems with the world, or making negative comparisons for ourselves and others.
Mhm.
So my advice would be to kind of slow down and check in with yourself maybe a little bit more frequently while you're using social media, just to kind of get a pulse on how it's impacting you. Because if it
Mm.
is becoming more of a negative experience, then that's something I think to look at. And I was thinking that today it might be, if we've got the time to do it, it might be good to use a little bit of psychoeducation and maybe try a
Yeah.
grounding technique with everyone who would want to participate.
Yeah. Yeah. That'd be awesome.
Okay, cool. So one that I use pretty frequently, and I find it really helpful just generally to bring some calm and peace to one's
Hmm.
surroundings and be more in touch with where you are in the present moment. This is called the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding technique, and so it makes use of all of our
Okay.
senses in order to kind of bring us back to that centeredness. So the first thing you would do is uh, use your eyes and observe the area around you, and name out loud 5 things that you can see in your surroundings. So for me, I might look at my little Sonic the Hedgehog plushie that my best friend gave me. I've got a couch here. I've got some
Uh,
other stuffed animals, little stuffed red panda. I have a little Legend of Zelda portrait and a little Brachiosaurus plant that one of my friends got me. So that's 5 things that I can observe with my eyes. Now, the fourth would be
hmm.
4 things that you can feel. So activating that sense of touch. So I can feel kind of the fabric on my
Hmm.
shirt. I can feel the fabric on the couch that I'm sitting on. I can feel how my foot feels inside of my shoe, and I can feel the fabric of my new stretchy pants from REI. Not a product placement, by the way. Just they do well by me. All right, and then the
Yeah.
the three is
Uh-huh.
3 things that you can hear. So right now I can hear
Okay.
my little fan whirring in the room. I can hear Kevin's voice very
Hmm.
clearly, and I can also hear
Yeah.
myself talking. So 3 things. Usually it's like my dog's barking or my cat meowing and asking for more food, but take what I can get in the quiet office today. The two would be 2 things that you can smell. So activating your sense of scent. So for me right now, I
Hmm.
can smell the cup of coffee that I just prepared, which is a very nice medium blonde roast, and I can smell the remains of the chicken sandwich on my desk. Sorry for my vegan friends out there. It does taste very good though. And then the one is something that you can taste. So I'm not going to make everyone watch me go eat the rest of my sandwich right now, but that is something that I would
Of
go
course.
taste and be aware of the sensation of the sandwich in my mouth. So just again, connecting to those 5 senses. And usually,
Hmm.
I know that I feel pretty calm right now, and I'm not even eating the sandwich. So
Yeah.
hopefully, if people in the
Yeah.
audience got to try it out, that was a pleasant experience for them and something calming. So again, that's the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding technique. If you're feeling overwhelmed at any time, but it can especially be
Okay.
helpful, I think, when social media gets a little dicey.
Hmm. So just take a break from social media and do that that exercise. That would
Yeah,
usually help.
I think it helps. Checking in with how
Awesome.
you're feeling and kind of resetting things if it's getting a little intense.
Hmm. I love that. I'm
Yeah,
definitely
good.
gonna try that out
Great. I
next
look
time,
forward to hearing
especially
how it
now
goes.
that midterms are starting.
It's a
I think
tough time, Kevin.
it'd be
Yeah.
good for sure. Cool, but thank you so much for that. I like that.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
I didn't see any questions from anyone, but I do have a question that I was wondering about the program.
Sure.
Is there like a limit on how many times you're able to use this program? Let's say
No,
if I wanted to do like weekly or
none whatsoever. It's first come, first serve. So if somebody wants that much of me in their life, that's great. I would hope that I could be a positive influence in that way. But no, there's no formal limit whatsoever. I would welcome students making use of the resource.
Awesome. It's good to know. Awesome. Well, I think that is all. Thanks so much, Tommy, for talking with me today.
Yeah, it's so good always to talk with you, Kevin. Thanks for having
Yes.
me, and hope you have a great rest of the day.
Thank you. You too. Have a good weekend.
All right, bye.
Awesome. Well, again, thank you so much, Tommy, for being part of this fantastic Let's Talk program. And I hope everyone that's watching makes use of this amazing resource. And make sure definitely to follow the Counseling and Psychological Services social media, just to keep updated on all of their events. And I will also leave the Let's Talk registration link in the description after this video is uploaded. And also, as always, make sure to follow the Pride Center social media, Twitter and Facebook pages, and definitely sign up for our newsletter, because that's the best way that you can be updated in all our events. The ad for the Counseling and Services program, I think that should just be TAMU CAPS, TAMU_CAPS. And yeah, thank you so much, everyone. I will see you next week.